When I saw this today, I thought I need to make a quick video about this in case you haven't heard about it. There was a dog found in Missouri with a tail growing out of its head. It has a tail growing out from between its eyes, and it is blowing up the internet. People are going on about how adorable it is. They're calling it a unicorn puppy. They say it is magical. And apparently they're lining up to buy this thing. I would say adopt, but that's incorrect. You adopt children. You don't adopt dogs. You buy dogs or you get dogs. Anyway, people want to own this thing. They're lining up. They're inundating the shelter with phone calls, wanting to acquire this mutated, grotesque monster. And by the way, when I read this, it just really makes my blood boil. My foster mama said my story. Stop right there. You cannot be a mama to a dog. You can only be a mama to a human child. Get your definitions straight. I'm going to set you straight right here. I'm sick and tired of people referring to dogs as children or referring to themselves as mother or father to their dog. A child can only be a human, and a mama can only be a mama in relation to a child. A human child. Ugh. Anyway, and I hesitated to make this video. I was like, if I say what's really on my mind right now, I know I'm going to be accused of being an ableist, of discriminating against those with birth defects. We're talking about a dog here, people, not a person. But, even if, okay, let's bring it to people. If I see a person with a birth defect, let's say I see a person with an extra hand growing out from between their eyes, I would be disturbed. I would not think, like, look at this shelter worker. Her first two thoughts, she says, were, number one, this is a ridiculously cute dog. And number two, does it wag? Those were her two first thoughts. I'm not exactly sure what my first two thoughts would be if I were to be confronted with this in real life, but I think they would be something like, this is extremely disturbing. And number two, I'd like to get out of here or, get this thing away from me because it's making me really, really uncomfortable. I'm not sure how I would feel if I saw a person with a hand growing out of their face, but I would not, my first thought would not be, that's ridiculously cute. You know what I'm saying? I think it is natural to feel awkward, disturbed, horrified, perhaps. I mean, I'm sorry if that makes me a terrible person. I'm just being honest here. I've talked to a few people about this and I asked their opinion. What would you feel if you saw this dog? Would you think it is cute? The people I asked agree with me, and they said, no, I would find it really disturbing. And I want to know your thoughts. Please leave your thoughts in the comments. Because this is a birth defect, guys. This is not normal. And I would like to be like, to not discriminate. I don't know if it's discrimination. Like, I would not believe that person should be denied access to places or denied rights that other people enjoy. But it would instill in me a feeling of unease, to see that. And when a person is born with a deformity like this, with a birth defect, we don't celebrate it, do we? We don't glorify it. We don't think that it is a quality that makes them ridiculously cute. I don't know. To me, this is really, really weird. Why are people lining up to adopt this particular dog? And there I say adopt. Fuck, it's just like mental, it's just societal conditioning. I'm conditioned to say that word because I hear it so many times. You don't adopt dogs, guys. you buy dogs. They're lining up to buy this dog. I was going to do it again. To buy this dog because they think that this particular dog with its birth defect is so ridiculously adorable, so much cuter than other dogs that don't have this birth defect. What is going on here? What is it about a birth defect that makes a creature so much more adorable than other creatures? I just find this really weird, because if we would see a person with a hand growing out of their head, we would not find that person to be more cute or attractive than other people that don't have hands growing out of their faces. This is really bizarre to me. It reminds me a lot of people in places like India that I've read about that worship animals that are born with similar birth defects. Like, well, maybe not similar. I'm not a geneticist. I don't know. I'm not a birth defect expert. But you know, these cyclops animal babies that are born with one big eye and they have deformed faces. They look scary. They're frightening. And these people in remote villages like in India and stuff, they will worship these animals literally. Like they'll literally worship them, believing that doing so will bring luck to them and their family, whatever. That's really weird. And to me, it's a sign of not being very educated, I guess. I think it's really bizarre. And so when I hear about people going nuts over this likewise deformed dog, I think it's a similar sort of worship. And it's really, really weird. And I'm struggling to try to articulate what I'm thinking and feeling about this. But I just think it's really, really bizarre. And there's something really abnormal about fawning over a birth defect. People, I think, should be disturbed by it. And they should not be going gaga over this tail that this dog has growing out from between its eyes. I think it's really weird. I think it's another symptom of this very sick dog worship. It's as if the more hideous and repulsive the dog, the more crazy people go over it. And I mean, take this on a larger scale. People have chosen to literally worship the most vile, disgusting creature imaginable in terms of its looks, but also its behaviors. What animal on earth behaves more obnoxiously than a dog? What creature is more irritating, more intrusive, more rude, more disgusting in terms of its sexual harassment, sniffing our crotches, humping our legs? I mean, slurping up its vomit, eating its shit, licking its genitals, everything they do, all of their behaviors are disgusting. And then look at the way they look, the way they smell, their tongues hanging out. I mean, I could just go on and on. Absolutely vile creatures. And of all the animals on earth, right, we choose to worship these particular disgusting ones, the most disgusting ones I can think of. But within this group of disgusting creatures, dogs, it's as if humans choose the most disgusting ones within that disgusting group and worship them above all the others. Pit bulls, for example, of all the dogs out there, they choose the one that is most likely to attack our most vulnerable citizens unprovoked, rip them to shreds in the most horrifying way, inflicting the most torturous, painful, horrific death and suffering. And then, okay, forget about their behavior, but look at the way they look with their hideously huge, flabby shark mouths, their toaster heads, their tiny little rattlesnake eyes. They look demonic. And people go on and on about how adorable they are. It's like the more ugly and repulsive and revolting the dog, the more people lose their minds and love it. Help me understand this, guys. I just don't get it. And this is what I'm seeing with this tail growing out of this thing's head. People are going crazy. They're flipping out. They want it. They think it's the most adorable puppy ever. Really? How? Explain this to me. Because to me, it's the most scary, disturbing, grotesque puppy I've ever seen. Maybe. I'm thinking they're all really gross and ugly, but to have a tail growing out from between your eyes, I'm sorry, does not make you cute. Help me understand what is going on here, guys. I look forward to reading your comments, and the future is dog free.